Johnny Rocket, Adam McDougal's, Dale Henderson.
Alright.
I've been drinking for a while, and we're going to be checking out J.J. Abrams produced Overlord. So, let me ask you guys this, like, were you a fan of Lost at all?
Yes, I was.
Very much so.
Me too.
I only saw Lost a few times, but I like J.J. Abrams' take on Star Trek, so I have confidence in it.
But it looks pretty fucking rad. I mean, you got World War II, you've got zombies, you've got, you know, the whole military aspect. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of action.
How could you go wrong?
Got this Blu-ray copy, so I'm pretty psyched to check it out. Peep the trailer. Let's roll it.
What's inside that church? What happens to those people? They have been given a purpose. Purpose. A purpose.
Chase? He's dead.
Chase, how do you feel?
I feel really good.
Holy Christ.
What you doing to me?
Overlord.
You know, when it comes down to a lot of mainstream Hollywood releases, recently I have not been digging too many of them, but I feel like Overlord did a pretty good job. It was fun. It took itself seriously.
Yeah.
The actors were good. I mean, there was definitely slow moments where it would take its fucking time, but not once did, you know, I look at my watch or the clock and wonder when it was going to be over. Actually, I was kind of like, you know, hanging on every single plot element here until the very end. And there was a couple of missteps, sure, because it's kind of like pulp entertainment. But overall, I thought it was a really fun flick. What about you, Rock?
Dude, I enjoyed this quite a bit, honestly. I didn't mind it being a slow burn at all. Like Tom said, there really were no slow parts to it. It kept you engaged. In fact, they did it tastefully enough where it really drew out the horror of this. And man,
very much so.
I don't know, in a world of instant gratification, this is not that movie. This makes you wait, but man, it pays it off royally.
That's how it should be done.
Yes, this is done correctly.
Yeah.
For sure.
Slow burn done right. Dougal.
I'm always curious to see anything that J.J. Abrams does, and needless to say, he does it right. I mean, like they said, slow burn, it warms up towards the end, but it's you know, it doesn't like drag. It makes, you know, the plot moves very, you know, swiftly ahead, and but yeah, the effects are great, and it's got, you know, great Nazi villains, you know, that are very effective, and and that's really, in a war environment, that's what you should feel. Whether it's horror, you know, war, horror, you know, and everything like that, you should feel afraid, and you do feel very worried for the characters. And in that sense, I mean, the whole, you know, super soldier thing is very effectively conveyed.
What about you, Dale? You've seen a lot of Nazi zombie movies, same as me. Where's this one stacked, man?
I think this was a really good one. I really enjoyed this film. It was a very nice piece of atmosphere of horror. Everything was there. I like World War II movies. I like zombie movies. I think this was a great piece of work. It's very rare that actually a mainstream director will do something like this.
Personally speaking, out of 10 stars, I would give Overlord a solid 7 out of 10. Rocket!
Ooh. Dang, I mean, seemed like you were having a good time, really enjoying it.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun, for sure.
I think part of the real creepiness, I don't know if anyone else noticed this, but you didn't see any swastikas.
About it, but it wasn't any blatant swastika. It was almost like these mutants, this sect of German soldiers saw themselves even beyond maybe Hitler's vision.
Yeah, like this seemed like some extra twisted sect, so it made it feel just that much more alien overall. And that these didn't look like your traditional German soldiers.
I don't know. I kind of wonder though. I have to wonder though. Some of that was just due to the fact that like they wanted the audience to be in like sort of like a creepy sci-fi horror war movie action adventure, and they didn't want the swastika is a very very loaded political symbol, and maybe they just didn't want to stuff that down people's throats too much.
I mean, it's been used
Or
before.
that, or people didn't want to. They didn't want to have people put in their minds that the presupposition that they know what the swastika stands for and what all that entails, and already have that in their minds because the director wanted you to see something else.
7.5.
Yeah. Right around with Rockwood, 7.5 stars. Solidly entertaining movie.
Boop.
I was giving it an 8. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of explosions, lots of blood.
Yeah.
His head's blowing up like a.
Oh my god, so many insane scenes of gore.
Live action Wolfenstein, basically.
Yeah, essentially.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Everybody's made some really good points. They keep on making good points about this movie, which I think need to be heard and all that. I mean, I think the best one so far is the fact that, like, as John just said, it's an action adventure movie which slowly drags you into a horror movie against its will, because basically these guys are on a mission in preparation for D-Day, and it's so they kind of stumble upon this hideous medical experiment, and they're like, whoa, what the fuck is going on here and all that. And so it's you're kind of on that journey with them and all that. And I mean, the Nazis are scary and all that, and it's they're still with the experimental stage and everything. I mean, what does everybody else think?
And I understand there's a difference here with this movie and other movies of its ilk. And there's been a lot of films and directors that have tackled war in serious manners, and they've also tackled war in not so serious manners. And it's all subjective. It's all a preference. And honestly speaking, I feel like Overlord definitely puts its own spin on things, man.
That it does. I mean, it's just it makes you fearful, because it's it puts you in a war environment where anybody could die at any time and all that. But at the same time, it has that fantasy element and all that and shit. So yeah, it's highly effective.
I tell you, it gives you a pleasing duality closure. What do I mean by that? I'm going to explain right now.
Boo!
It means I
We're getting
shat my
on.
pants.
I hope you feel better now.
Durst britches!
Yeah,
Depth charge.
those gassos.
Chemical warfare. It's banned by the Geneva Convention.
Jesus.
Even though the best scene for me is when American soldier has shot himself up to try to fight asshole at the very end, and as they're trying to escape, pushes other dude through the door, locks it behind him, and is like, nope, nobody's getting their hands on this kind of bullshit. I'm blowing this the fuck up. Get the fuck out of here. No one's gonna find out about this. Neither side's going to win this one. It's I don't know. That
good
felt very
commentary.
satisfactory.
It did, yeah.
It felt
Because it showed that ultimately
right,
they're doing it for the greater good and all that.
Yeah.
So.
The greater
And
good.
the fact of the matter is, the main hero is African American, which going up against the Nazis, I thought was a very profound statement. Now, granted, the military during the 1940s was still segregated. They didn't get desegregated until after the Second World War had ended. But the fact that the main character is African American, I think, is a statement in and of itself, which is a powerful statement, which is very much needed right
helps.
now.
I think it just helps add an extra layer to how the movie makes you see itself. It really fixes hold of you in just a certain way, given the context of things, and it really makes you think this is actually an alternate universe. Honestly, just the way the German soldiers didn't look overly Nazi. I don't think the American soldiers really look overly American to me either. There was just kind of a different filter on it, because there were blacks and whites and all races mixed in on the plane, plus their commanding officer was African American. Would not have happened in the Second War. That just wasn't happening, guys. Segregation was a thing still back then. And
It just solidifies my perspective that it's a comic book.
Yes.
We just got done watching a live action comic,
a lot
book.
of shots were really graphic novel-esque. The plot, the little scene where they're under the arched bridge, plotting their little plan of attack there towards the end.
Yeah.
I thought that was a nice half-page frame of a graphic novel for sure.
exercises that we do and all that.
Sometimes I'll do that when I'm like doing a review. I'll be like, I'll fuck up a word and I'm like, you just have to like,
Yep. Shop. Boo boo.
Yep. I don't exactly hide the fact that I'm drunk in these videos. Matter of fact, if you remember, if you guys recall from Hands of Steel, we were extremely drunk during that video. Hands of Steel.
Yes, we were. Oh my goodness, I barely even remember the movie.
Yeah, Hands of Steel. That's what you could have said that about that movie. Actually, Hands of Steel wasn't so bad. All right.
Dreaded Bronco Simpy. Oh no.
Are you ready for the Overlord?
I'm getting overlorded over here.
Are you ready for the Overlord?